Hey, shalom guys, it's Fletch. Welcome back to OTH. Welcome back to my workbench. And what we're looking at right now is the Kobalt 24v Brushless reciprocating saw. Back when I worked in the trades, we called these Sawzalls because it'll cut about anything, and I think that was the idea. I think Milwaukee originated the Sawzall, and so kind of like saying Kleenex instead of tissue. Kleenex is the brand name, and so, you know, Sawzall is kind of the brand name for reciprocating saws. Each their own, right? It's a lingo thing, but I'll just call it a reciprocating saw because that's the technical term for it. This is my reciprocating saw, and I've had it for a while now, and I've definitely put it through its paces. We've been doing a lot of work here on our homestead, clearing out trees and brush away from our fence line, and then also creating trails that go around the border of our property. So, you know, the kids have recreation, right? They can ride the quads around and, you know, hiking trails and whatnot. I have put this thing through its paces, so to speak, and I feel confident now that I can give you my opinion on it. Bottom line up front, good product. Especially for the price, and I talk about this in all of the Kobalt tools because right now they're below market value. I am absolutely convinced they're below market value. They are selling these right now, buying market share, trying to get their name out there. And so if you're looking for a good value in a cordless tool, then I would definitely recommend the Kobalt 24v Brushless line. Also, the batteries are half the price of the competitors, and they're still great batteries as well. Well, that's enough of that. Let's delve into it. Basic specs of this unit is it has 3,100 strokes per minute, and it has a 1 1/8 inch stroke on it. That, you know, it's from the time that it's at the bottom of the stroke to the top of the stroke, it's an inch and an 1/8. It has all of your bells and whistles that you would expect from an upper end reciprocating saw. Let me get over here in front of the camera. So here is your blade release. You simply pull up like this. Once that's pulled up, your blade slides in and out, and go back in there, and it holds it in place. It does a good job. And then you also have an adjustable shoe. So you turn this, and then you can slide the shoe in and out, depending on how deep you want to cut. For most stuff, right, you're just going to leave it all the way in, and it'll be just fine. It stays in place well. I have used this saw for many hours straight. You know, just burning through battery after battery. You know, it has a very nice, smooth power to. I think the best example I could probably give you from that is my dad used to have 2 motorcycles, street bikes. And I'm not really a street bike rider, and so when I would go to visit my dad, he would always ask me if I wanted to ride his bikes or whatever, you know, because I'm his son and he wanted to bless me, so to speak. He let me ride his motorcycles, and at the time he had a Honda Goldwing, which is, you know, a big touring bike, like 1100 cc's, something like that. The one that he had, I know they make them bigger than that now. And then he also had, you know, about the same cc displacement Harley. And I know so little about Harleys because frankly, I'm not impressed by them. Anyways, you know, it was a touring bike setup as well. And it only took me one time to ride that Harley before I realized that I didn't have any interest in riding it again because it didn't handle anywhere near as good as that Goldwing did. It didn't accelerate anywhere near as good as that Goldwing did, and it didn't ride anywhere near as smooth as the Goldwing did. Having said that, that is one of the things that I really like about this Kobalt line is that, you know, some of the competitors' tools that are out there in the marketplace, some of them are supposed to be more powerful and whatnot, but man, when you're doing that all day long, you know, it's sending a lot of feedback into your hands and your arms and your forearms. Gives you forearm pump. These are very smooth. I can't think of any of these tools that I had that when I held it, you know, that it didn't just feel like that it was a quality tool. And, you know, the whole front end of this is covered in the soft touch rubber on there so you can get a good grip, a good purchase anywhere on it. And there's over grip on the handle as well, so same thing. And it just has a really nice smooth feel, and the fit and finish on it is also very good for a reciprocating saw. Of course, the batteries are completely interchangeable with this and the whole line of Kobalt brushless tools. What we're going to be doing right now, this is what I typically use here on the homestead when I'm out working, and that's a Harbor Freight Warrior brand, I think it's called. And you can buy those other places too. I've seen them online. But that's a Warrior 9-inch pruning blade, and I use the heck out of these, until they break. Basically, they just get so worn out that they end up breaking. But for the purposes of this test, because I've used all of those, we'll be using these. These are just standard wood cutting blades for our test, and they are Warrior blades as well. For the money, guys, honestly, these things are hard to beat. If you just want something that, the best of the best, from my experiences, Linux is one of the better blades out there, especially for the price they come in at. Irwin blades are actually pretty good as well, in addition to these Warrior blades. Understand, guys, that many things in the power tool world are very subjective. People have their preferences, to the what color tool that they like. All of the major manufacturers, the top 3 or 4, Makita, DeWalt, Milwaukee, maybe not so much here in the United States, but definitely in Europe, Bosch. They all have their own color. People have their preferences, and because of that, their opinions can be skewed a little bit one way or another based on, what they think is best and why they think it's best. But having said all of that, we got 3 brand new blades here. We're going to do 3 cut tests with those, and we've got a full charge battery, 4 bars of battery. We'll move our camera over, and we'll show you this. I don't know if this is red oak or watercrest oak. Either way, it's oak, it's a hardwood. And I just cut this tree down the other day, and it was still green when I cut it down. So that's what we're going to be doing our first cutting test on. All right, guys, so the reason why I chose to show you this is because my channel is kind of a homesteading channel. And so I wanted to show this product cutting something that a homesteader, especially anywhere in the east or the south, would be cutting, because there's an awful lot of hardwoods like the different varieties of oak and whatnot that are out there. So go ahead and we'll do, 2 or 3 cuts through it just so you can get a feel for what's going on with it. Again, brand new blade, brand new battery. And as you can tell, this is wobbling an awful lot, and so it's not given a very good representation, because it's actually burning you can see it's actually burning it, so that means we're not cutting fast enough. So let me reposition this a little bit so the part that we're cutting is closer to the vise, and hopefully it won't vibrate quite so much. And yeah, guys, I know the background's messy and everything, but that's one thing that I've always, for a lack of a better term, prided myself on to my channel. Guys, I'll just show you how it is, right? This is the way it is. So all right, let's do a couple more cuts here. There we go. So there's the other side of it. You can see, not anywhere near as hot with that one. Let's do one more. And as you can see, it makes pretty short order of it. And those are 3.5 inches or thereabouts. That's the width, the diameter of that. Here in a second, I will switch this around and I'll put some pressure treated 4x4 in there and we'll cut that. And while I'm digging out these 4x4s, if you're not aware of such things, oak obviously is a hardwood, but dude, it is really heavy compared to other things that are other types of wood that are out there on the market. So as an example, cutting through a 2x4 versus cutting through that oak log, there's a huge difference. So if you just subconsciously in your head went, you were laughing like, oh wow, that thing's a joke, look at how long it took to cut through that. I would suggest that you need to go get your favorite reciprocating saw, try cutting through it faster than what I was there. So what we have here is a pressure treated 4x4, and we're going to do 2 or 3 cuts through it as well. Obviously quite a bit faster because this is like pine. That, and we are getting some movement and vibration with this little vise here, but you get the point still. All right, so here we are. We're going to cut a pressure treated 2x4, and yeah guys, this is one that has seen a little bit of time outside, but it's still perfectly hard and solid. No, I didn't go out and buy brand new lumber just to show you the cutting prowess of this saw. I'm not yet as big as some of those big tool channels that are out there and don't have a budget for such things, but here's a pressure treated 2x4. All right, had to tighten up the swivel on my vise. That's why I don't like these swivel vices. All right, well there you are guys. Hope you enjoyed the cutting demonstration and learning about the Kobalt 24v Brushless reciprocating saw. If you have any questions or comments, as always, please post them below. We always appreciate thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. And if you feel so compelled, please share on your favorite social media sites. That really helps us out too, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you're having a great day. Shalom.